Hi everybody, welcome to another demo alley from Pen and Paper Streams. I'm Rogue Gamer, and this is the demo for the season of the Warlock, a point-and-click adventure that I kinda let me just okay, music, chill out a little bit. Thank you. Let's get this here. Movies okay, subtitles okay. Full screen. No, let's go. This. Okay, now I can get in and out without issues. But as far as the game goes, currently there is an event on Steam called the Big obviously called the Big Adventure event, where there is a tons and tons of adventure games who are either being presented, shown off that they're coming out, or simply able to be played in demo. I got the single code for a game that I'm gonna review a little bit later, but as for now, we're gonna go into the season of the Warlock and see what it gives us. I am very interested because I love adventure games. I've mentioned this probably multiple times, but let's see what this game can bring. Okay, controls, quick save, quick load, because that's important. Pause, interesting. Left click interaction, skip dialogue. Double click, quick movement. Okay, wheel down, inventory. Right click this select item. Okay, simple enough. Nothing special specific for the game. Welcome to the demo of the season of Warlock. Please keep in mind that this is only a sample of a much larger and complex adventure game. The scene you're going to play takes place just after the introduction. So let's bring you up to date. At the beginning of the game, Lord Alistair Ainsworth and his butler, Nigel, are headed to the University of Edgestone. Edgestone? I think it's right. Where the aristocrat is giving a lecture at the Faculty of History, of which he is a benefactor. His topic is the enigmatic Valdemar the Warlock, who is said to have reigned with an iron fist and through the use of dark magics in the remote region of Groldavia. You need to read it like that. But the few who still attend his lectures do so only to laugh at him. His investigations are little more than absurdities in the eyes of scholars, for there is no proof of even the existence of the Warlock. Lord Alistair, frustrated, decides he should go and look at this personally. Thus, here in Groldavia is where everything begins. Groldavia, 1841.
These records sent to me from Vastrasia are fascinating. Look, there is a radical drop in the Groldavian population around the supposed date of Gorobek's execution, due to a huge outbreak of Red Plague. It cannot be a coincidence. Do you understand what this means?
That we moved here for you to do the same thing you could be doing in London.
I do not accept such levels of candor. Besides, since we have been here, I have done nothing but advance my investigations. Every conspiracy is unraveled bit by bit, and this data gives sense to Waldemar's curse.
Okay, I'm liking the voice acting already, and I'm liking Nigel and his sass, so this game has started off on a good foot. Ever attributes conspiracy to date which can be explained by stupidity. Okay, I'm gonna go. I've been playing as Nigel. I think I'm playing as Nigel. I will attribute the conspiracy that which can be adequately explained by stupidity.
The speed of your reasoning is way beyond my abilities.
Wow.
What are you doing during my lectures? The Warlock swore he would kill his 3 confidants with the very same weapons he was betrayed with. Kruberjan forsook his leader, embraced the Christian faith, and by means of it spread fear in the hearts of people. Lucanesque made use of his art to propagate a terrible illness in these lands. Surely that Red Plague. The mob blamed the necromancer, and Arkoff supported the revolt and used brute force to eliminate the dissenters. Do you not see? Everything fits perfectly.
I like the exaggerated animation and movement of characters. Usually in point-and-click games, they are either standing and you get like a visual cue, like where I am, where my camera is, something like that. Like a character would be like, maybe like make a few motions, like you have some stills of them repeating, or even as they talk, they would just like stand in like an idle animation and speak. And that's pretty much it. But this dude and like bang, like it's simple stuff, but it makes it fun to watch as you listen to them like spew out exposition and lore and whatever else the game requires. Extraordinary, great, brilliant. I think he's gonna say the same thing every time.
Extraordinary. But didn't we come here to find evidence of the existence of Waldemar?
And what do you think this wonderful portrait we found here in such good condition is? I would not have found this in London. Though the style is not synchronous with the Warlock's life, this is most probably nothing but a curiosity. It may have no value at all to any serious investigation. Truth is... Oh, who am I trying to deceive? I'm a fraud!
Aww. Persevere, by sheer probability, one of your theories has to be accurate. That's what they've been telling you at the university. No, I'm gonna say. I don't know if this has any effect. Like, I can't go back to comment more, but maybe this has effect on the story, or at least just characters, how they behave with her. But yeah, persevere, by sheer probability, one of your theories has to be accurate.
Don't be discouraged. With your foremost intellect, it won't take you long to make the great discovery for which humanity has been awaiting on edge.
I know you try to cheer me up with your poor compliments, so I'll raise your salary, but all this unrelated data proves nothing. I came here looking for wonders, and in all these months the only thing I could call as such is a move without incident. Damn.
We shall.
Where is the
wonders.
magic of these lands? These are just papers.
No? Wow. The whole book just incinerated in a millisecond. Yeah, what was I mentioning in the previous just scene where they just nodded heads and talked? That's usually what adventure games do. Very little animation. Like even when they are interacting with stuff, it's like the simplest animation of them bending over and clicking or pointing or trying to attempt to do that, and then suddenly something manifests. This seems like they've enjoyed animating these characters. I'd rather your usual arrogance. At least that I don't have to hear your whining. What did you expect? You've been shutting yourself in here since we
You
arrived.
should stop being so dramatic and make more effort.
You may be right. I'm having a mental breakdown. Inspiration flees from me. And given the awful diet you make me endure, my brain does not have enough sustenance to face all of these difficult chimeras. Ooh, my head. That bloody migraine again. I need a bath. Maybe thus I can get my thoughts in order and rid myself of the stench of failure I emit.
It's not
Oh,
perfect.
that's perfect timing. Get rid of whoever it is before I lose my sanity.
It's over exaggerated motions, and it's not perfect animation, but it's still fun enough and interesting to watch. Ooh.
Yes? What can I...
So this is the famous castle.
Wow, the dog.
I had expected something far worse. Actually, the decoration's very tasteful.
Listen.
I am Lady Florence of Richmond, Countess of Beresford, and the Baroness of Groldavia and Alturia. I wish to see your master. Please announce me immediately.
But...
What are you waiting for? Your master has lived here for months and has still not come to greet me. That is not proper for an English lord, mysterious as he might be. Oh, look at those windows, Lily!
Okay. Oh, now we're starting.
those leather sofas are difficult to clean, but they seem to be pretty comfortable. I could never know for sure. My relationship with them is business only. There's a tradition of welcoming visitors with sweets, though we've never had many visits, so the licorice inside has become a kind of dusty, heavy mortar.
Jesus. And this kind of reminds me of two games. One is Vampire Tale, the other one is the Pendula games. Like, it gives me that kind of impression. It gives me an impression of like if Pendula games continued to be made, like they could have advanced to something like
Her
that.
splendour is a light in the darkness of this castle.
What are you looking at?
Nothing, nothing.
Not your very, very, very tiny hip. Okay, that's that. It's yeah, it's still a bit tiny bit jank, but it can be done. Again, this is like the demo.
2 beasts with dragon heads, goat horns, and lion bodies. Despite how they look, these are probably the nicest things around here.
The voice acting is
Behind those
great.
doors is a barren plain that separates us from human warmth. I have nothing to do there right now. 2 of those relics the master insists on buying. I don't know how much dust has accumulated and how much is an actual part of them, so I've decided not to clean them.
Yeah, fair enough. As I said, the voice acting is at least good. It's on par.
He looks like the master, but younger and blonder. I would say he's his brother. A young and relaxed-looking lady. I think she's the master's mother. He took after his paternal line, no doubt. Some relative of the master's, with a funny bonnet. It is difficult, though possible, to say funny and master in the same sentence. The Ainsworth coat of arms. The master has forbidden me to touch it. He says I would contaminate its aura of ancient lordship. I could ignore him, but I don't want to disgrace all Ainsworths. Just one in particular. That's the coat of arms of the master's grandfather, a Scottish ship tycoon. I guess the ships remind him of where his fortune comes from.
Yep.
Some relative of the master's. But it
Oh,
is
funny bonnet.
some ancestor of the master's. I think it was this one who ordered peacekeeping massacres centuries ago.
Peacekeeping massacres? Oh, teleportation. Seems like there is no other interaction, or like it will give me automatically what I can do with some stuff. Settings, control scheme. Yeah, pretty much
The
simple.
master is in his room, up the stairs to the right. The master
Okay,
The
going
master
to...
is in his room, up the stairs.
Oh, this is study. This is the bedroom. That I would think they go to the same place. Considering the stairs, but never mind.
I heard voices. Who was that?
Some lady who insists on seeing you. She introduced herself as the Baroness of Groldavia.
To me, she is like Countess Bathory. Get rid of her. Tell her I am... I don't know.
Battery?
I'm not in the mood for showing courtesies to an old harpy.
Well, she's certainly not old. Maybe you should have a look.
Oh, for God's sake, how can I concentrate with a hysterical fossil howling down there? Make her stop.
Right away, sir.
I am sure Archimedes did not have to struggle with this misfortune. Anyone can be a genius that way.
Well, I mean,
The master usually asks me to put one on his face while he bathes to open and purify his pores. This one's already wet. Who knows what he's rubbed with it?
no, that's great. Shampoo,
No
awesome.
more suffering shampoo. Avoid lice, chemical burns, eye lacerations, and the more than probable permanent sight loss other shampoos cause. Usage. Apply dry, rub, and immediately rinse. Attention, do not exceed the recommended dose or application time. It can cause hair discoloration and hyperseborrhea. Vanilla perfume.
I have no idea what we're gonna do with the dog, probably. Using some of these things.
With these I cut the master's hair, though I confess I'm tempted to use them in another way.
Jesus, dude, you have... some Phantom Rage was comedy, but this time it's really getting...
It stoically bears hours of the master's never-ending self-deception. The only salt I know of is in the kitchen. The master says there's an Asian belief about water having memory, so soaking in it until you're as wrinkled as a raisin helps absorb knowledge. I prefer higher-grade liquids to draw inspiration from, and I'd rather dry clean. It's big-headed and devious, just like the master. In spite of those funny ears, it possesses a sinister look. I don't know how the master can sleep with this thing looking at him.
I love clicking on everything.
It's a squatting figure with a tense expression. Ironically enough, it smells quite good.
Is it me, or is the fire in the fireplace kind of completely standing out of order for every other like for the whole art.
The master forces me to keep it alight day and night. Yes, firewood grows on trees, but it's poor Nigel who must go and fetch it every day.
Yeah, look, it gives me the impression it
The master
clashes with
sleeps
the art
some
style.
12 hours a day. Nothing to be surprised at, since he has such a fluffy mattress.
I don't know, maybe it's just me that is affected by that, but it gives you that impression, like it completely clashes with the art style.
I heard screams, milady. What happened?
My little Lily, he fled from my arms and ran. Oh, he must be lost now. Who knows what might happen to him in such a big castle?
Don't worry, the castle is not as dangerous as it may seem. I'll find him safe and sound, I promise.
Oh, thank you. You are an angel.
Oh, she's nice. When she needs to be for saving her dog. Okay.
No more stuff use.
Yeah.
Attention, Vanilla.
Cut scissors. So,
Fortunately, I can keep that kind of harebrained idea.
fair enough. Let's see if it ran into the kitchen.
Oh my god! He must have jumped into the grinder, lured by the chicken liver of the master's puree.
Oh. Oh. Well, yikes. I think it's the right term at the moment. What are we supposed to do now? How are we gonna... I thought we were gonna, like, mess with the dog, not fucking kill it. Jesus.
2 fine specimens. I would swear there were 3 yesterday.
Hmm.
A treasure of great recipes. This book has been with me since I first stepped foot in a kitchen. It's taught me everything I know. It's like a Bible to me.
I could use one as well, to be fair.
Primal element. Oh, I'm eagerly waiting to put you in the oven. Mmm.
What can we...
My trusty tools.
Wait.
Beautiful and vital condiment.
Yeah, string of garlic.
Versatile
condensed.
appetizer. I'm not hungry at the moment, and that's a most unusual circumstance.
Yeah, after
The
seeing the dead
master
dog.
says he doesn't understand how I can eat rotten cheese. He doesn't know it's the penicillin that gives it such taste and flavour. Ah, the king of cheeses.
I think Faldan
It's a
would
bit
agree with
hard,
that.
but I'm keeping it. You could prepare a good soup with it.
Or beat somebody over the head
This
with it.
type has a vibrant colour. They'd make for a good stew in the pot.
Okay, beetroots. I think okay, you can pause the game, but there is one crucial thing that is missing that I've actually just now noticed it. And I could check in the controls. Yeah, just as I thought. Yeah, deselect inventory item. Oh, nope, not that. There is no show location of every interactable item on the screen button, which is very important. Okay, see, I didn't notice the chili peppers. Like, I noticed the chickens, but I didn't notice the chili peppers. This is, again, why one of the reasons it reminds me of Pinball games. Runaway did this in the first. You couldn't select or find out what you can click on. This is very important to prevent people from spending hours on either pixel hunting or missing out on interactable, like, not locations, but interactable items. Like, some people don't want to click on everything to see what it is and to get through all of it, and some people just wanna,
It's an extremely spicy variety from Ceylon. It has to be handled with great care.
Okay, that's important, and I could have missed it. Maybe I need that. Who knows? For some puzzle at some point. So yeah, the main thing the devs need to add is that button. Like, I'm pressing everything that could be that, and I mean there is a bloody control scheme here, but that's the thing that needs to be added.
It's half rusted. Even if it's of no use for cooking, maybe I can find another use for it.
Like, I have kind of like a thing for clicking on everything, but some people don't.
I was ready to cut it into pieces right when I was interrupted. It's the master's favourite dish. In fact, he almost exclusively eats that. It must have a special appeal to vermin.
Chicken liver puree.
At least he died with a full stomach, and then he ended up being part of the same paste he was digesting.
Yep. See,
Lily.
the color is tiny.
I think that's more than circumstantial evidence.
Horribly slaughtered animal.
Lily? Hey, pretty thing. Are you okay? Does that mean yes?
Is it
Lily?
still alive?
Hey, pretty thing. Are you okay? Does that mean yes?
Let's
I
see
can't
what happens.
understand how poor Lily could turn the crank and end up like this. This seems like something a ghost came up with.
Yeah.
At least it's a good one. I had to sacrifice 3 Christmases in order for the master to buy it.
What do you mean 3 Christmases in order for Master to buy it? I am confused.
Lily? I don't understand. He is cleaning up.
Let's see what happens if we go back. Or can we go? We can go to the stable as well.
It needs a good tune-up, but as the master hasn't left the castle since we arrived, I've just been postponing it. I won't deny that the idea of fleeing has sometimes crept into my mind, but I don't have anywhere to go. And here there's a well-stocked kitchen.
I know what we're gonna do. Oh, I know.
One of the many cracks in the castle walls, through which a chilly wind enters every season of the year. The master calls them medieval vents. It was my bed when we moved into this filthy place. Though my bunk in the cupboard under the stairs is made from hay, so I guess it still is. Idle wasn't a bad roommate, but his flatulence grows worse the older he gets.
Is this idle? No, it's Harry Critter.
Good old Idle. Before the weight of the years
Of
took
course.
its toll on him, he was more talkative. But sure enough, he's always been a horse.
Uh-huh.
It would be better not to touch it much. It's a bit loose and I haven't had time to fix it. Well, I have. Well, I just didn't want to.
Okay, I know what we're
There's a
gonna
little
do.
predator hidden under the carriage. That would explain the disappearance of the chicken from the kitchen. Come here, pretty thing. Ow! That beast almost tore my finger off. He seems hungry.
Mm-hmm. We have something that might be fun for it to eat.
Chew, little guy, or you're gonna choke.
Okay, let's see if we can...
Trapped, tamed, submissive, the lamb fought the beast and won. Damn, I'm starting to speak like the master.
Yeah.
Come with Uncle Nigel. Now that he's not hungry and sees I'm not going to hurt him, he's quite docile. In the end, I'll grow fond of him. It's what happened with the master.
I like the fucking image of it. Disgusting, hairy, unclean vermin. Okay, let's do this first. Time to... Okay. It looks like the pool. Now let's clean it.
I used all the shampoo. I have to remember to buy some more.
Yeah. Shampooed vermin with nice haircut. Let's...
I have to submerge him in water in order to rinse him. The towel is wet, but not enough to rinse the animal.
where are we gonna find... Oh... Let's hope it's not gonna be that. I mean, I don't... There is no...
The master...
Let's go to the tiny room. Maybe we'll find something. Oh! What the fuck is with these shoes?
It's lucky I have it here, and a shame there's not even an ounce of ventilation and I have to sleep in fear of suffocating. The place I keep my clothes when I'm not wearing them. The threadbare percale of my uniform has little in common with the soft and delicate fabrics of the master's suits.
Okay. Wardrobe interiors. Nothing.
It's empty, but I keep one for emergencies.
What's the...
A service bell system similar to the one we had in London. Though, like in London, the master just yells at me most of the time. The mattress is hard as a rock and I always bump my head on the ceiling, but it's better than sleeping in the stable. My grandpa spent months in that rocker waiting for my grandma, who one day went out to get drunk and didn't return. It turns out she was recruited by a whaler, and when she finally came back she had a hook for a hand, an obscene tattoo, and a Polynesian husband. In the end, the three of them lived happily together. My grandparents' was a modern, open-minded marriage.
Well, I mean, fair enough.
I was cleaning my shoes when I was interrupted by an absurd assignment out of nowhere, but there's so little left to do. Someday soon I'll finish. I should consider myself lucky to have 2 pairs of shoes.
Yeah, and this one, like,
I should
stinks. Like, the stink lines are huge. Okay, doesn't seem like there is anything draftable here.
The master...
Let's see if this is an insane idea I can deal with.
The master won't take his eyes off me, and I don't think he'd approve of that idea. The master...
Oh, that is better.
Yep.
You need your nails trimmed, Nigel.
Oh dear God, no.
But do not stop.
Oh dear God, no. And it's exactly the same. It's haven't clean.
He's almost identical to poor Lily, though a little detail is still missing.
Yeah, I know what.
A new life awaits you in the arms of a woman who will fulfill you with hugs, kisses, and love. Damn vermin, I envy you. It's better not to
Yep. The bonkers logic is insane, but I love these guys. It's amazing. The puzzles like these are fucking insane and amazing.
Oh, you little devil! There you are!
Yes,
Pretty much the same.
He's been naughty.
You won't flee from Mummy's arms again, will you? Do you know if your master will keep me waiting much longer? My feet are killing me.
And at your feet I bow.
Ooh.
Lord Alastair Ainsworth, scholar, gentleman, researcher. At your service, milady.
Pleased to meet you, my lord. Since you arrived in the region, you have been the talk of the town.
Is that so? Truth be told, that is no surprise. It is difficult to maintain anonymity when you're constantly celebrated.
Everyone wonders what kind of a lunatic would come live in this place of his own accord. Now I can say a rather gallant one in my eyes. I admit that meeting you has made the wait worthwhile.
Indeed, that is something I hear often. Although I must say that if Nigel had told me I was making a raven-haired angel wait, I would have hurried.
But you will make me blush.
And so I shall punish myself. I am not worthy of your rosy cheeks.
Oh,
But
Damn.
tell me, milady, what help could a humble bookworm offer an esteemed woman such as yourself?
oh, do not underestimate yourself, Lord Alistair.
Believe me, he doesn't, usually.
You are dismissed, Nigel.
As you say, my lord.
While out walking Lily, I could not help but come in person to invite you to our Calends of May celebration. It's the most important festival of our humble region. We would be honoured by your presence. We will celebrate this Saturday, the night of the 30th of April.
The most important festival in Grodavia is held during the night of Walpurgis, and this year it is a Saturday, the Witches' Sabbath. Coincidence?
Pardon?
Oh, no, nothing. I was just thinking aloud.
Oh, of course. I forgot. You are an intellectual.
Wow. Okay, what does festival
What
celebrate?
curious local occasion does the festival commemorate?
I'm not sure. As you may have noticed, I am not from Groldavia.
Indeed, I noticed the absence of facial hair.
I've only been here for a few years and am not familiar with the traditions. I do not know local history, but there is an exhibit of regional cuisine, a tasting of local wines. Ah, and they burn a bearded straw doll dressed in red. That is to
Nice.
expel bad omens. What a curious superstition, isn't it?
You have no idea.
But if you are interested in these kind of details, I'll be holding a meeting with the creme de la creme of Groldavian society on the occasion. Maybe you can get there the information I alone cannot provide.
Do you personally invite everyone?
Do you usually visit your neighbors to invite them to the local celebrations?
Only the ones who buy a huge castle uninhabited for decades and do not come to pay a courtesy visit to their baroness. You are no common neighbour, Lord Alistair.
Oh, milady, please. Who would dare to displease you?
I am sure you would be in your element with the dignitaries of our little town. Come to the meeting this evening, and we will confirm that.
Do you know anything about supernatural
Do
phenomena?
you know anything about supernatural phenomena in the area?
What an odd question. Life in Groldavia is very quiet, Lord Alistair. Quiet as a sepulchre, I would say. If not for the little soirees I hold, I would spend all my days knitting or walking little Lily. You should come to the one this evening and get to know the local dignitaries. You will fit in immediately.
Thank you for your visit, but I'm very busy now.
You are most kind to show such courtesy, but I am in the middle of something extremely important.
That sounds interesting. What is it about?
Well, historical research of great value. My colleagues in London are expecting results, and
That's exciting. A few moments of relaxation in the humble company of the most distinguished people in town may serve you well. Join our gathering this evening. There you'll be able to share your fabulous ideas.
yes, of course. I give you my word as a gentleman that I will try to attend. Now, I am sure you must return to your duties, and I do not want to steal any more of your time.
Truth is, I am enjoying the conversation.
Oh, indeed, and there will be time to continue talking at some other point.
I hope so. Whatever your decision, I will be waiting.
Madame?
I wonder if we're gonna
Well,
play with
Alistair,
multiple
It is
characters.
clear you are as charming as ever, but now you must employ your talent for the highest of purposes. Where were we?
I think we are. We're at least gonna play Nigel
yes.
and Alistair. He's just sighing.
Curiously, I am totally blank. This is going to require a good Havana cigar. Contemplating the goddess by the warmth of the fireplace always inspires me. My investigations. Hundreds of notes, documents, outlines, and minutes. The day will come in which I achieve immortal fame thanks to these. But today is not that day. It is empty. I wish I could fill it with inspiration.
Yeah, he's looking where he's looking at.
At last, my arm is complete again.
Well, I mean,
I lack inspiration right now. What I would be able to do is smoke a good cigar, though. My great collection with all the classics: spiritualism, divination, demonology, paganism, Santeria, voodoo, Kabbalah, black magic, white magic, magic of a brownish color. It is all here.
okay, fair enough.
The commanding look of Waldemar Gorobek weighs on me day and night as I
Gorobek.
endeavor to write about his life and work. I bought it in the Carpathians. With it, one can supposedly see into the future. But so far, I have only been able to see snow raining on an ostrich and a sign reading, "I went to Bistritz and I had a great time." It is a truly obscure metaphor that I have not been able to crack as of yet.
Well, that could be a hint. But yeah, there's like bookshelf. Oh, suddenly something. Statuette of Kali. Like, I need the button to, especially with the game full of all of this. Like, maybe there is like a hidden achievement, like click on everything in the game or something. But still, you can still have that with the option of like being able to show everything.
This is an ancient torture device.
you can click.
Although it may seem like a harmless game of ingenuity, it tricks one into thinking it can be unraveled quickly. Really, it can take centuries to solve. The horror.
I think I know what it is.
I purchased this off an old peddler who said it contained a gin. I do believe it must be a particularly dense and greasy gin. If you look deeply into it, you will see the one who lurks in the dark. I have attempted it, but only succeeded at glimpsing the one weary of staring into a crystal. I am not yet prepared to look beyond the veil.
Yeah.
It is a dogu, a kind of mysterious figurine made in prehistoric Japan. This one seems to be wearing odd insectoid armor, during an age when men wore leather.
Big bugs? I don't know.
Hindu goddess, drinker of her enemy's blood, and great mother and protector. Some mothers have scabrous secrets their children never need to know about. The profuse correspondence my father kept in his nightstand revealed my mother's with an excess of detail.
I'm really liking the voice acting of this dude. Like, really, really.
Ah, this is an intriguing piece. A carving of Anubis, the Egyptian god of death. And yet it is made in Norway. Everything is connected.
Maybe not. Connection and all that. But it's very cliche British, I think. But it's very fun to
This
listen.
paw was an unexpected present from a toothless homeless man who approached me on the streets of London. He said it would grant me 3 wishes, and also muttered something about destiny. But I wasn't really paying attention.
Monkey's paw.
I got this one off a French toy maker. According to him, this contraption can open the doors to another dimension. Whenever I have some time to waste, I will endeavor to solve the puzzle, as so far it has stubbornly stuck to being a wooden cube.
Is that large Max box? Does that look like the box from that? Oh, what was the name of the movie? Nightmares. Yeah, something. Jesus.
Thanks to the sophisticated system I designed to organize my library, my workflow has improved a lot. No more searching among the shelves to find a book. It is now enough to open the appropriate drawer and glance through a couple 100 cards. There is an old legend about 3 monkeys sent to the world as informers of the gods to watch over humans, and this figurine serves as protection from their nosiness. But I have seen Nigel sniffing around my books sometimes, so I guess it doesn't work on shaved gorillas. My aunt, Lady Wilhelmina Ainsworth, she was a pioneer of the women's rights movement. Mary Wollstonecraft once said of her, "Her ideas are inspiring, but I doubt she will be able to find a husband."
Wow.
My grandfather on my father's side, Lord Edward, the black sheep of the family, he devoted his time to science instead of letters, although it must be said that he did keep the family tradition, failing resoundingly. My uncle, Lord Rupert Ainsworth. Everyone says there is a strong family resemblance between us. He moved in very genteel circles, at least up until a violent incident occurred, apparently caused by a disagreement over the color of a neckerchief, which ended with him expectorating on George Brummell's face. After that, of course, he was banished from high society, and he regretted the affair to his death. Coincidentally, he later came to be known as a champion of chic informal fashion, and he is now regarded as one of our most notable ancestors.
Fun.
That cruel tick-tock does nothing but devour hours of my time. A copy of The King in Yellow in perfect condition. I still have not made it past the first part.
Do not fucking read that book. Jesus, dude.
The illustrious remote University of Miskatonic, with the consent of its dean and board of directors, hereby grant the degree of Scholar of Occultism and Theosophical Studies to Alastair Ainsworth, with all that such an honor entails. Carrying my diploma around does seem a bit too. Besides, I do not need to show it in order to prove my vast knowledge in almost any field.
Miskatonic University. There we go. It's no wonder I like this game already.
What a splendid and cheerful fire. It gives off nice mood lighting and keeps me warm. Pallas, goddess of wisdom, and a great influence on my work. I got it pretty cheap off an antique dealer, only because some feathered creature had decided to empty its bowels while flying over it. Nigel gave it a scrubbing, and here it is. Good as new. What do we have here? Oh, an exquisite Havana cigar of such fine quality, even the band is excellent. There are other cigars, but those are cheaper. And a finely engraved cigar cutter. It is pretty sharp.
Hint, hint. And this is what I've been again saying. We saw that when we were interacting with the hideous creature in the previous scene. Usually, most adventure games have characters do like that, like a little turnaround animation. They do something with their hands, and poof, stuff happens. Which again, I kind of feel for it here. And we also had that moment where they were just standing and talking, and not really animating much. In the hallway with the lady and all that. Again, I understand that, and that's what most adventure games have. But if they're gonna take their time to create more of the game and fix it and do stuff, I would still like more exaggerated animations and moving about and all of that. And like, people don't really just stand and talk. Maybe they just walk about. I don't know, do something. But I understand why they're doing that now and why we can see it now.
An exceptional and very expensive Cuban cigar of the Lancero variety. It is made from 4 types of leaves that undergo additional fermentation.
Again,
O
first
goddess
seems
of wisdom,
standout.
beacon of poets, giver of light and mother of science, I commend myself to you. Good heavens, what a fine cigar! It would be a pity to enjoy it with no appropriate accompaniment. I'll ask Nigel to bring me a glass of brandy.
3 brandies later.
Why do you punish me so? I only beseech you for a spark of inspiration. What have I done to you? Ah, archaic idols. If you were of any importance, they would still make sacrifices in your name. Not that long ago, beings of flesh and blood showed the world that there is no need for churches to work miracles. Humans, able to know the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
42.
People like you. Oh yes, the time of the gods is over. Now we live in the season of the Warlock. How many secrets your story conceals. I would give anything to discover them. I would give my soul for you to share them with me.
That can be arranged.
What? Who is there?
You were saying something about giving your soul.
You are... Oh my God!
Well, I am not that popular anymore. You can call me Voldemort.
Nice to meet you. Silmar. Have you come for my soul? Is it you're able
Where
to
are
talk to
you
me?
talking from? Are you back from the dead?
Truth is, I never left. Even though it's been refurnished, this is still my home. Part of my ubiquitous presence has been observing you since you arrived, scrutinizing. Now that you've finally come to the realization that it is futile to continue with what you call your greatest work by conventional means, I think you are someone with whom it's possible to come to an agreement.
Nice to meet you,
I
Emily.
welcome you, O great warlock. I have spent years studying your life and work. I have come here to live where you lived, to breathe the air you breathed, to tread on the soil you trod. There are so many things we have to talk about.
For the moment, let's talk about what we can do for each other.
Have you come for my soul?
Are you going to demand that I be true to my word and deliver my soul?
Your soul? What would I want with that filth?
Well, it is the usual bargaining chip in these cases, you know.
Oh, no. Keep your soul with you. You will lose it anyhow in the dumbest of ways. It always happens. I only wish to make a deal.
Oh, this is cool. This is amazing.
Fine then, let's get down to business. What do you want from me?
I want you to be the keeper of my secrets, of my ancestral magic. Do you want respect, applause, recognition? I will provide you with such tools that you will be revered, adored, and...
Fine, fine, you have convinced me. Where do I sign?
One moment, my friend. All this comes with a price.
Ah, so it comes to this. Let me fetch my checkbook. Shall I write W. Gorobek, or would you rather it be to the bearer? I will return right away. Do not move.
I do not want anything material. I am a free soul, you understand? I want you to fulfill the vow of vengeance I swore against those who betrayed me. The ones responsible for my incorporeal prison.
I have doubts. I would like to clarify some things. I do not need any further information, but I have to wait on.
There are certain details I cannot fathom, matters that evade my knowledge.
Do ask. But I warn you, do not abuse my patience.
I'm gonna abuse this demo as much as I can. I don't care. It is already too late to deal with the traitors.
Centuries have passed since then. I think time has already done that for you.
Oh yes, do not remind me of that. That is why I am still here. I cannot rest in peace until their seed has completely vanished from this world in the name of vengeance, as I swore. To be honest, back then I thought it would be easier, but I made some miscalculations. One cannot see clearly when fire licks your body as it burns your organs.
Well, I mean, yeah. So what? Kill all their ancestors and the kids and everything? Yeah.
I don't think I am wrong when it comes to the identity of those traitors.
True indeed. You already know their names. Eugen of Krubajan, Mitya Lukanesk, and Vladimir Arkov. 3 ruffians I thought were loyal, until they got the chance to betray me and steal my power. That interest of yours, does it mean you will help me?
I have to think about it.
If you're so powerful, why did you not avoid the
Were you
conspiracy?
unable to flee by using the vast knowledge you are offering me?
I was stripped of the sources of my power. Thanks to them, I became the greatest mind to walk upon this world. The very world that could have been mine. But without them, I was left mostly unprotected. If you agree to impact me, I will tell you how to use them. You will be strong enough to command armies with a single gesture. Access a universe of knowledge hidden from the immortals since the elder times. And as ridiculous as your words may be, they will captivate even the most skeptical, who will follow you without hesitation. Tell me, Alistair, would you like to be a titan, or would you rather be a risible aristocrat?
Truth is, it is very tempting. I am considering it.
This reminds me of, well, Gibbos gives you like powers later on, like halfway point of the game, but Cognition gives you powers right away. I really need to play Cognition again. But kind of gives you like specific outer-worldly powers, and I think this is the whole point of this game as well. We'll probably unlock one power after another, which will help us solve mysteries, figure out clues, and combine things and stuff like that. Why not?
Were you unable to fulfill your vow of vengeance during the many years you have been trapped in your immaterial prison?
Well, things happen, mostly related to the real estate market. When your body is turned to ash, your spirit cannot appear through the usual means. It is written in the Ghostly Appearances Regulations book that those who die this way can only possess a portrait or image of themselves, and in the event that none exist, their last known residence instead. I never commissioned a portrait when I was alive. Medieval art was not very appealing. This one was done much later, so my essence was confined to this very castle, the doors of which no one would enter for many centuries. Then the purchase of Haunted Mansions rose. Is not any moment a good one to wreak bloody vengeance? What you say, Alistair? Will you be my executor?
I am a bit indecisive.
No, this all sounds very well, very fine. I mean, the first person you turn to.
In all these centuries, have you not found a single candidate to carry out your plan? To be honest, that does not instill a lot of confidence.
Oh yes, there was somebody. A painter. What was his name? It was many decades ago. Well, it does not matter now. At first we had some serious communication problems. It is quite difficult to talk when you are a building. In the end we became friends, as he painted this portrait of me. Thanks to which I recovered my voice. Sadly, he was not very accustomed to his work talking to you, so he ended up being a bit disobedient. Not long after, he vanished without a trace. It's a pity. It could have been a very fruitful relationship for both of us. I hope you are less imprudent. Will you help me?
Well, I have to consider.
Is that portrait and painter thing also a reference to some Lovecraftian work? Because I think there is like a painter who painted stuff and went crazy, but that kind of seems too common for Lovecraft, to say the least. Somebody will probably tell me that it is. I changed my mind. Do not need any further explanations, but have to wait
What
on.
you ask me demands an important choice. I must reflect.
Enough faltering. You must decide. Are you with me or against me?
Oh my god, that's amazing. I can actually refuse the pact? There's no way I can refuse the pact. I wonder what... God damn it, I didn't save! God damn it, I didn't save! Why? Can I save now? Oh yes, I can save now. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna refuse and see what happens. You refuse the pact and will suffer the consequences of displeasing the warlock. In the complete game, the story will change 100% on this choice. Okay, will Lord Alistair be able to get rid of the spirit of Voldemort? Thank you for playing the demo, we hope you liked it. Watch the return to the choice. Okay, I can return to the
You
choice.
must decide. Are you with me or against me?
Okay, this is amazing. This is actually... Okay, accept the pact. You agree to the pact and will become a vessel for the Warlock's revenge. In the complete game, the story will change 100% based on your choice. Will Lord Alistair be courageous enough to fulfill Voldemort's wishes? Okay, no, I'm gonna go... Well, I'm gonna go back to the choice because it's
You
good
must
visual
decide.
representation
Are
of
you with me
this.
or
Like, I
against
don't
me?
mind that the graphics and the design and everything is a bit... I can say gooey, but it's, you know, it's weird. It's not as detailed. It's not as like, furnished. It's not amazing. So it's like clay, more or less. It's kind of weird like that. But it still looks fine enough for the style. So it doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be with these elongated faces, weird character designs, looks, shapes, or like it doesn't need to be perfect colors. It just needs to be stylized. It needs to follow its own art style. This all looks cool, and since this is like after the tutorial sequence, and this is like the first chapter or first moment of the game, it's cool that you get something that completely changes the game. Like, this seems like it completely changes the game. Like, you either accept and go on a murder spree, or you like reject and fight the house, fight this dude. Like, and maybe like Nigel accepts or something like that. Like maybe that's the difference. So you're kind of competing characters. It is interesting. It's basically getting two games in one. Because this actually has replayability. Maybe the endings are gonna be the same, but if maybe the puzzles are gonna be different. Like I want to check this game out and play through it just to see if there is really that kind of replayability. If there is really that full 100% of the game being changed completely, so you can play this way and play that way and basically get two games in one. I don't know how long the game is. Maybe it's gonna be short, but I don't care. Never mind, it's fun. Adventure games don't need to be 20-30 hours long. They just need to be a few hours long, and then being interesting story and character development and design and everything. So yeah, this is the Season of the Warlock demo. You can check it out if it like stays free for others to check before the game comes out. I'm gonna need to check on something, which is definitely gonna turn off the game sound. It is being made by Ed Complot and published by the same group. And the release date is when the Warlock wakes up from slumber. So basically, who knows? I'm glad I got the chance to play this, and it's still gonna be on my wish list, and I'm still gonna be trying to pick it up when it comes out, or just for review purposes and that. Maybe for like playthrough purposes, because if it has actual like replayability, complete replayability, it's gonna be fun. it's gonna be an interesting game. Yeah, the voice acting is so baseline. Graphics fine, a little bit work on the art style for the whole game. Animation is good, more animation, just add more with this time that you have to develop the game. Voice acting is great, music is cool. Like I have the only flaw that I found is you need to have a button to show all interactable points in the scene. You need that. Like some people have like the patience to pixel hunt and look for everything, some don't. And if you want to get your game to be accessible to everybody, you need that simple mechanic, that simple ass button. Like I don't need a hint system. You just need to give me an option to be able to see what I can click on the scene. Some games, like Pendulum games, had like the art was a bit how should I say it? It was muted colors, but the like interactable items had like a little bit brighter, more animated colors, so you can like discern which thing you can click, move, take away, and stuff like that. This fits. This kind of has that, but still the stuff fits too much into the background, so it's the same. And yeah, that's the only negative I have. Everything else is great. The fact that there is quite possibly completely different story depending on this choice that you make, which like even Telltale games don't have that. I mean, there are different directions, different scenes, but it's mostly like you still get to the same ending pretty much, more or less. So yeah, I'm this was again the season of the Warlock demo alley from By Pen and Paper. If you enjoyed that, there is plenty of other demos I played and tried out. There is, do the like, subscribe, comment, dance. There is Patreon for support. And until next time, as always, it's the stories that we play. See ya.